Our first presentation is the OSPA Early Career Award. The purpose of this award is to acknowledge the accomplishment of school psychologists in their first 5 years of their career. Nominees should demonstrate a commitment to the practice and promotion of school psychology, research, and advocacy. Our recipient this year is Dr. Ashley Johnson. Dr. Johnson has been a practicing school psychologist in the Akron Public Schools for the last 5 years. She earned her PhD from Kent State University in August of 2022. Dr. Johnson has offered numerous guest lectures, professional presentations, and scholarly publications, all of which have been developed through a social justice and student-centered lens. Dr. Johnson served as the executive chair for the Black Graduate Student Association at Kent State University and was elected as the doctoral representative for student affiliates in school psychology. She currently serves as the president-elect for the Kent-Akron Association of School Psychologists. Dr. Johnson has twice presented at the annual NASP conference on the topic of the role of school psychologists in addressing disciplinary disproportionality policies and replacing them with best practices. Through her exhaustive research, Dr. Johnson had found that almost no studies had explored African American student perspectives of their own lived experiences with respect to exclusionary practices. So her dissertation gave voice to those students who are most impacted by these discredited practices. As an early career scholar and practitioner, Dr. Johnson has already made a tremendous impact as an important contributor to these discussions at the local, state, and national levels. Her passion is supporting students who are at risk, particularly those who have been marginalized and excluded. At the present time, Dr. Johnson supports the most intensive and behaviorally challenging students in the Akron Public Schools by collaborating with and supporting several different alternative programs, contracted providers, and community partners. She is coordinating her planning efforts with the respective directors of these programs to bring about systems-level initiatives that will positively impact outcomes for our students. Dr. Johnson is collectively admired by her university and school district colleagues for her integrity and perseverance, her commitment to serve and give voice to African American students and their families, and for the kind and gracious manner in which she pursues and achieves her critical work. And let's not forget that enthusiasm and spirit that she brings into every space that she shares. As her building principal, Ms. Renia Williams, noted, Dr. J, as we call her, positively collaborates with her colleagues to gain insight into the needs of our students and their families. We are all comforted by the sensitivity with which Dr. Johnson supports our neediest children and her colleagues. She is both effective and determined to make a positive impact in the lives of our students. As her dissertation director, Carla Anhalt, noted, thank you for being here, Dr. Anhalt, Ashley is among the most bright, most caring, and most generous individuals I have ever mentored and met. I would note myself briefly that I first met Dr. Johnson when she was a second-year graduate school in my consultation course at Kent State University, where I served as an adjunct professor. She approached me at the end of class, introduced herself, and put me on notice right away that she had a strong commitment to social justice and wanted to serve in an urban school setting. We worked together to make that happen for her internship, and we were very fortunate to add her to our team full-time. Since then, in just a few short years, Dr. Johnson has become a leading light on our staff in the Akron Public Schools. She jumps at every opportunity to help our students and our team. She joyfully ventures out to the most challenging environments in our city and beyond with a sense of purpose and good cheer. She works hard to expand her role and services to advocate for those neediest students. And when needed, she will challenge all of us, including me as her supervisor, to take our efforts to the next level. This advocacy is always delivered with respect, with grace, and with class. And as you can tell, I am quite fond of Dr. Johnson. I am honored just to know Ashley, and working alongside her is a continued blessing in my life. It is for all these reasons and many more that the OSPA Executive Board is pleased to recognize Dr. Ashley Johnson with our Early Career Award. Congratulations, Ashley.
what an honor to be recognized for the work that I do for the students of Akron Public Schools amongst a group of people that I totally just respect and admire. I remember being an intern and coming to this and just being like very just humbled and enjoying interacting and meeting with people and thinking like I would never be on this stage. My journey in graduate school wasn't easy, so for any interns out there who are having a difficult time, or maybe you had like a hard time on practicum, I just want you to know if you just work hard and try your best and be accountable for things that you need to change, that you really can accomplish your dreams. I'd like to first and foremost thank God, because I believe through God all things are possible. I'd also like to thank my parents who had far less opportunities than I have, but put everything in place for me and my brothers to have access to quality education and continuously held us accountable. I'd like to thank my husband for leaving Seattle and coming with me to Kent so I can to pursue my dreams. You've always been my biggest supporter. Like to thank my brothers. Oh, it's gonna be okay, baby. Just let her go. I'd like to thank my brothers for always joking with me and roasting me and giving me a tough skin, because you need a tough skin to be a school psychologist. I'd like to thank Dr. Kubik and all of the school psychologists in Akron Public Schools. You guys inspire me, you motivate me to do better. You give me a space to vent when I need that. My coordinator, Ms. McKinnon, she's always very supportive. Thank you for everything. Dr. Onhall, Richard, you guys have been amazing, my dissertation advisors, and I know I wouldn't be here without you. And I'd also like to thank my dad, who passed away my first year as a school psychologist. And my dad just has instilled so many lessons in me that I want to keep and instill in my students. The most important thing is the importance of having integrity and doing the right thing when no one is watching, and advocating for the voiceless. I promise, and my commitment to my students at Barber and alternative programs is to always be your voice. I won't be afraid to have those difficult conversations for you, and I'll always advocate for you, and I'll always continue to hold you accountable and have high and realistic expectations. I love you guys so much, and you're the reason that I do what I do. Thank you.